Hello, y'all. I got another word for you. Um, this word came off the back of a series of events this morning that occurred. This morning I woke up, I was very highly agitated and frustrated about some things. And because I was highly agitated and frustrated about some things, I really wasn't in the mood. So I like how God worked though. He knows when you frustrated. So he gives you the answer before you saw the answer was going to be there. So I was in prayer with him about some things that was irritating me at the time. And immediately when I picked up my phone, Dyani Neves came out with this word that, and I say, pretty much answered everything that I'd just been praying about. Immediately. I'm like, okay, God. I just shouted praise. Hey, got all the answers. I'm like, but in the midst of me watching her word from yesterday, I cannot think of the name of it right now. I was so excited about it, I forgot to go even give y'all the name. But it's a word she released. It would be on the 22nd. She released this word of December. So I got to get to what I have to say. While I was listening to her word, the Lord showed me something. I saw an advertisement for a program I never watched. Catch this. This is how I know that this was God. Because I never watched this program. And I vaguely even remember seeing the promo for it. It was called The Man That Fell from the Sky. Okay? I'm going to put a pin right there. Because the Lord showed me something that I think I need to add in. Do I need to add that in right now? In an episode of NCIS that I think needs to be addressed first. If you guys saw, I did a post in the community posts of talking about an episode of NCIS where the guy was getting a heart transplant. Okay? In this season, God has been humbling the hearts of men. I can tell because I'm seeing it when it comes down to when I pray for my spouse, a lot of the things that I've been praying for, I see reflected in my dad. Okay? Whether he reacts to it in a good way or he reacts to it in a bad way. Not to say I'm not praying for my dad, because I am. I'm praying for both of them at the same time. But I see the reflection, whether positive or not, reflecting my father. Okay, that's number one. Dyani Neves released the word in November that talked about specific warfare. Now, interestingly enough, I hadn't been experiencing too much at that particular point. I actually was in a resting period, didn't have that much warfare at the time. I was cool. When I prayed into that situation, it would seem like from that point forward, I went into warfare. Okay? Now, yes, that is my stomach. Anyway, what happened next was in that episode, there were first responders. A lot of you as prayer warriors are first responders. Tiffany Montgomery did a word at the beginning of last year, I believe it was, that said, we are the first responders. We have been in prayer for these men, these individuals. There's been 9/11 prayer, all this kind of stuff for these men. But there has been an attempt to delay and steal the blessing that was supposed to come upon these men's hearts, okay? In the episode, a heart was to be transplanted, but it was stolen in transit, okay? The first responders were killed. The enemy has been trying to kill off any access points, okay? To getting your blessing to you. So this is where all the confusion has been coming in, because the enemy's been trying to preempt or prevent you from being able to receive what God's been saying that he was going to give to you. Next, the heart that was found in a transplant vehicle, it, in all actuality, had a hole through it. Now, this is something personal to me. I ain't going to explain it to you, but I'm going to just put it this way. A lot of you, due to the fact that these relationships have not come to manifestation, it has been and caused you to be in a state where it's like you have a hole in your heart because this person isn't with you. Next, we come to find out that hole that was in that heart, that wasn't the heart. The enemy tried to pull a bait and switch, which lines up with Dyani's word that there was an attempt. And it was funny because I ran into somebody literally the other day when I was doing laundry, and he was in the laundry room talking about a package had gone missing, and then he was trying to recover it because it was sent to the wrong address, which confirmed Dyani's word that said that God's rerouting your package, okay? The transplanted heart was supposed to be coming back to the original person that it was supposed to go to, okay? With this being said, God is transplanting the hearts of these men, which confirms what Trust and Obedience has been posting on her page about God's been doing a work in these men and their hearts. He's doing a spiritual heart transplant. And with that being said, it was a journey to get the heart where it was supposed to go. Then in turn, the counterfeit, meaning the person that stole it, was trying to take the heart for himself. Now, as it goes with these counterfeits, you know, I don't like talking about these counterfeits. I want to be over them. Okay. They attempted to take the heart, meaning the heart of your spouse, love spells, splitting spells, all these things that they were doing in order to try to circumvent their ability to get to you. This man's heart that was supposed to go into his body was taken and put into somebody else's body. But the person that they tried to put it into died, okay? So they had to recover it from the body. So they had to keep it alive in the body, though it didn't take, until it got to the person it belonged to. Catch the foolery. The heart that you've been waiting on, the love that you've been waiting on, the delays that have happened because God's trying to get it back to you. Dyani talked about the rerouting of the package. She had tried to cancel the order and get a refund because she was like, some of y'all, and for these, this is for you, those of you that have been sitting up there. I saw somebody comment to one of my videos, literally said, I'm over it. A lot of us have gotten to the point that we're over it, and the feeling has been there. It's all in a mutual sense that we felt like we're over it. I would like just return my money. Some of y'all return my prayers, return, because waiting on this thing has been too much stress and de-stress. It's frustrating. So a lot of you like, just run me my money back. I'll be all right. No, God said no. He gonna bring you the package anyway. They got the heart to where it was supposed to go and were able to put the heart into the person. Which brings me to this point. There was a show just started coming on called Sullivan's Crossing. Point being, it was talking about crossing over into another place. Before they took the guy to have the heart transplant, they said, we'll see you on the other side. Okay? So with that being said, it's coming. It was just delayed. Though it tarry, wait for it. It shall surely speak, and it shall not lie. Okay? The Lord has been showing me 3:3:4. Bound and shut up. Now, let's get to the part of the word that started out. He fell from the sky. I was reminded of a promo of a TV show I ain't never watched. That I may have seen this promo once. Once. This is how I know it was God. Because I ain't even see this promo again. It was about a black woman and a man that abruptly fell into her field. She's a farmer. And he just fell from the sky. He had on a suit. Or was his clothes torn up? I don't even remember. I'm trying to remember the promo as I'm talking. But literally, he fell from the sky, and she's trying to help him get himself together. He doesn't know where he came from. He has no memory. All of this kind of stuff. You gotta go watch the show. I don't remember what it was. But if that's what you want to do. But that reminded me of something else. Because last night, I had turned the TV on because they now moved my show from in late afternoon to 1 o'clock in the morning. They moved it. So I was like, well, if I wake up, I'll watch it. I woke up when they were in an argument. The two people that I call the kingdom couple, they were in an argument within the first 3 minutes of the episode. Because he was trying to tell her, this isn't going to be some fairy tale, blah, 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 blah. She said, well, when I'm with you, what'd she say? Well, when I'm with you, I feel like I want to die. You know how them classic cheesy romantic lines, whatever. So they were arguing because he was like, he was resisting, because that's what he did the whole first half of the second season. He was resisting getting hooked up with her because he was like, this isn't going to be what you think it is. It's not. And she's like, I want to be with you. Spiritually, that's what we've been going through. We've been like, babe, I'm here. And the men have been like resisting. That's what it's been. Coming back to my point. I was reminded of the scene of what happened after all the drama happened in their relationship. They went through all this kind of hell. She actually literally sent him to hell. And then she was trying to move on. A lot of y'all, especially those of y'all that are waking on reconciliation, y'all been trying to move on from this situation. You tired of God saying that this thing is going to actually happen. Well, this is what happened in the scene, okay? Before he came back. She gets a ring from somebody, which is a recollection of the ring that he gave her on her birthday, okay? And she nearly dropped the whole case. And the guy that gave it to her was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. And she's like, no. And her face was all, oh my God. She's torn because she still loved him, because that's a man. And later that episode, it was just before the episode ended, in this particular episode in the third season, she comes to a place in her heart where she lets it go. I actually was listening to one of my mentors the other day, and she was talking about God wants you to release it and give it to him. And it was funny because I was praying about some things earlier, and I was like, I'm going to just give it to you. And you know how you give it to God? You say, not my will, let your will be done. It was funny. I was listening to something yesterday, and they were saying, not my will, let your will be done. That's what I did, because I was stressed out about it. A lot of you have been stressed out about it. So what did she do? She took the very ring that he gave her on her birthday and sat it on the ground. When she did that, it wasn't but a few moments after she walked out the door, does this man fall from the sky. You hear me? The same time with the same fervency as, what did I say the name of that show? The Man That Fell from the Sky? He falls in his home, because that was the house that she and him had shared a lot of experiences together. Well, actually, no, they hadn't just yet, but that was the last place that they had been together, was this house. And she put the ring on the floor where she last saw him. He falls from the sky. You're gonna have to listen to Dyani's word. I'm gonna link it. But she was pretty much saying that is about to happen, only to further be confirmed, because those of you that watched my word, your dreams are about to come true. That word popped up while I was watching her word, meaning it was coming up to say that it had uploaded. It's about to happen. Confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. It's about to happen. With that being said, God also reminded me of a line from the Christina Aguilera song, "You are like an angel placed aside my feet." In this episode, the guy's name was Angel. Okay? Next to that, while listening to Dyani, she was talking about 4 sevens or something like that. When that episode of Buffy came on last night, a phone number popped up in one of the commercials that was 717-717. That was double to pluck and gather, okay? You will receive double for all that you have went through. Next to that, I decided, because it said 717, I was going to look up 1717, because the last part of the phone number was 1717. 1717, guess what that means? Manifest. Open. To be made manifest. Hold on, let me see if I got the rest of it. There was something else in there as well. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Open. See. Apparent in self. Yep, to be made manifest. And on top of that, it also, I've been seeing 128, which refers to the scripture to Genesis, where he talks about that you are to subdue the earth and multiply. Well, not only have I been hearing from Lady Jeremiah, Trust and Obedience Ministries, and a couple of other ones, they talking about Songs of Solomon, where Solomon needed to rest his head on the breast of the woman, meaning the one that he could rest his head on. Dyani confirmed where she was talking about these men need you to nurture them because they've been through something. But though, what was it? 1717 means 12:55. Communication's coming. And something about 12:56 in relation to communication, but hold on, let me get you the breast as a seat of love from its shape. I don't think I posted it here. I posted it in Trust and Obedience group. Brandy just came out with a song called Christmas for Two. I don't know what's about to go on, but yo. Anyway, with that being said, something is about to go down. And before I finish, I wanted to make the point of saying that I had a dream that I dreamt of the scene a while back of the guy falling from the sky to be next to the kingdom wife. Okay. In that dream, at the end of it, they ended up getting in a vehicle and driving off together. Secondarily, I had another dream. So welcome back to part 2. Had to make some room because my video cut off. But you know what? I think that happened on purpose. You want to know why? Because the amount of space I had left on my phone was exactly 119. Which leads me into another part of the word that I don't think I talked about. Where 119 can mean two things. It can mean 119 is the moment that the counterfeit was banished in Esther 119. That talked about her being banished to the point that she could no longer come back. Some versions say that Vashti wasn't just banished, they killed her. Okay? So it was talking about the deposement of the counterfeit. But in this, and I'm being reminded me of the word that Tiffany released the other night at Covered by God, that your Herod had to be taken care of before you could see the blessing. Dr. James A. Solomon was talking about the fact that the Herod had to be deposed, taken out. God was going to take care of that thing in order for you to even see the blessing. Now, I'm the type of person, I don't even like to say anything about death, because this is how much I don't come into agreement. I come into agreement of the individual being removed, but I'm that person that be like, if you got to remove them and put them somewhere that they can no longer be a problem to me and the people that they've been hurting, I prefer that. But God has a way that even when Abigail prayed and sacrificed to David the gift offering, God still can't kill Nabal. Still. So God's will is God's will. Let his will be done. Whatever he decides. But whoever the Herod is had to be removed so that you, one, could be uncovered, and two, that it would align the ability for you to be illuminated for your spouse to find you. The past 3 days, the messages I've been getting is the fact that this wasn't even supposed to be part of this word. God's just giving it to me now. That trust and obedience to the word that you've been unveiled. 2, Dyani Neves' word was talking about the fact they coming towards you. 3, now I'm getting this. The fact that it's happening, but they could not speak until it did. I've been praying in reference to a particular individual that has a tongue that could kill anything. I've been praying for that person's mouth to be shut, okay? And it dawns on me that what's happened is God is going to bring the miracle, and in the bringing of the miracle, this thing being made manifest, which brings me back towards the end of what I was about to say in the previous word, that though it tarry, wait for it, when it comes, it shall not lie. That's speaking forth. God's funny. 110, which is 1 minute from 111. She talked about 111 in her previous word, Dyani Neves. So there's going to be a manifestation. And she also spoke of Deuteronomy 1 and 11 that also talked about the manifestation. Next to that, I've been seeing 11:10, which also speaks of the fact that there's going to be a acknowledgement or witness to what God is about to do. Okay, none of this was supposed to be part of this. I'm just off the top of my head speaking what I'm hearing right now. That the fact of the matter is, when this man comes, 334 is a votive offering. So that he's coming bearing a gift. And Trust and Obedience mentioned a gift being given because the guy gave her apples. Hello, and welcome back to part 3. Okay, so I'm going to finish up what I was trying to say because I got interrupted. So I was talking about 119. Luke 119 talks about the fact that Zacharias also could not speak until after his wife gave birth. Okay? These situations, 119 is a deposement, and Herod, whatever your Herod was, whether it was in your life or your spouse's life, had to be removed. And your spouse could not speak. He was bound and shut up until that thing was removed. But once it was removed, the hindrance being removed, and you being given the ability to receive what it was you were waiting for, it can now come to you freely. Which brings me to the point why I came back for the video anyway. I had a dream a while ago where I saw the angel character from that show, that he showed up in the dream 2 weeks before the episode that he was initially supposed to show up in. Because it was an episode that came out 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time. And he was in the dream. Meaning he was walking up, he was arriving to come meet her, the God ordained spouse character, before he initially was expected. Which goes to show, when this happened, he walks back to his car, but in him walking back, not only did he leave, but did everybody else leave, because they drove off through the willows in the forest, and a willow is a covering. So there's going to be a covering that will protect Psalms 27:5, your exit, okay, from whatever that season is. I've been seeing 5:5:6 to drive away. And if you recall, in all the parts that I had to do with this video, in the first part, I told you, it was either first or the second part, I told you just before it finished, that the woman, she had gotten in a vehicle with him and they drove off together. In both dreams, they drove away, and including the song Loving Me for Me, it was something about driving off. Because I remember I was telling somebody of the numbers that meant to drive away, and I couldn't remember what the number sequence was, and it's 5:5:6. And that was for somebody who said something in that word. They commented to that word that was for them. So it's happening. We don't know when it's happening. We do not know how it's happening. But I'm reminded of the word that the scripture, that you do not know the day nor the hour that is going to happen. My glasses are crooked. If they fall, I can't catch it. And my nose is itching. But yeah, you do not know the day or the hour. And with that, you are going to see a change or transition in the situation for your benefit. And the glory of God in this situation. I'm moving slow because I'm not trying to trigger the fan. So you're going to see a transformation. It's going to be a benefit. There's going to be a open door. It's just delays, interference, disruptions, all these kind of things. But God's going to get glory in the end. You have to be patient and know that God is going to come through. So I hope this bless you. I don't know whether I'm going to seamlessly put these three together or just put them as three separate videos. I don't even know when I'm posting this. And the Lord will let me know. But until next time, much love, faith, peace, and blessings to you. Bye-bye.